Alright. This is what I was most excited for. I am so friggin' excited for this chapter of One Piece. It's gonna be crazy. New bounties, we're gonna see big numbers on a piece of paper. Wow! I'm being kind of silly, but it is always like really hype whenever they show a new bounty. And it really just kind of signifies a big step being taken in the series. And who knows what else we're gonna see in this one? It could be anything. First, though, an advertisement for something I'm actually very curious about, which is One Piece Odyssey, a new game coming out for consoles, the PlayStation 5 and 4, both, perhaps. The 3 as well, maybe? Get that in the mix. Nintendo Switch, presumably. That's the one I have, although there's a PS4 here now, too. So I'm hedging my bets. And the Xbox Series X, which is newer than the Xbox One. Which is... Is there another one? Anyways, it's a JRPG. It's just a straight-up turn-based battle JRPG where you explore, a big island and you can use the character's powers and stuff to get around. And then it's turn-based combat, which is sweet. That's what I love. I actually think this game could be really, really cool, and I'd kind of like to play it. Will I play it? I don't know. So here's the chapter title. The chapter title is called New Emperors. What is that picture doing here? We never had the opportunity to approve this, and I'm certain I told you to remove the D off the name. The photograph came straight from Guernica of CP0. Did we ever get any of the CP0 characters' names? Because Guernica is like a famous Pablo Picasso painting. One of the most chilling pieces of artwork I think I've ever seen, especially when you learn the story behind it. Which I will butcher if I try to just recall from my feeble brain scraps. But essentially it's dealing with a great massacre that happened during a war. Excuse me. So it kind of makes sense for CP0 that's going around messing with the peace of countries and stirring up stuff like the CIA to have a name like Guernica. And then also their masks are kind of Picasso-y. So this is a double reference. Excellent, excellent naming right there. Reprint them now. Do not let these go out into the world. Can't get in touch with the printing factory. Oh, that's this fucker. I can't think of his name. The head of the World News. He was at the wedding at Whole Cake. Look at that mystical form. Okay, so they got a new picture of Luffy as Nika, the Gear 5 embodiment of godliness, the Joy Boy, the last message sent out by Cypherpole after they vanished in window was, it's Big Mom's ship. Uh-oh. It's kind of unclear what happened to the rest of the Big Mom pirates after Big Mom got catapulted onto the island. So I guess the gigantic singing ship is still about and is messed with CP0. I like it. I like it that CP0 has been lurking for a few arcs, and they've been set up, as this monstrous force of the world government. Top-tier espionage, presumably top-tier strength. When the one member interfered in Luffy and Kaido's battle, it seemed like he was pretty dang strong. But in the end, we've kind of moved past it. Like, we're at the point now where it's not just linear power scaling, but an agency like this could just show up and be totally outclassed by these titans. And won't let them manipulate this narrative. At moments like this, when the world is in flux, the straight facts are the most fascinating news there is. Power to you, my friend. It's time for a revolution. It's nothing like good old live entertainment. The Emperors of the Sea, Kaido and Big Mom defeated. The shocking news took no time at all to make its way through the world. Two of the emperors who had ruled over the seas for decades toppled in a single night. And upon three pirate captains, Monkey D. Luffy, Eustace Captain Kidd, and Trafalgar Law, the government placed a shocking bounty of 3 billion with a B berries each. Now, we know now the historic bounties of some people and the bounties that some people would have had were they not Chichibukai and stuff. I don't remember how this ranks up, but I don't think this is number one, right? Like I think Kaido's and Big Mom's and Rogers back in the day and stuff still reign supreme, which makes a lot of sense. And I don't even think we saw dragons. Dragons is probably like a friggin' trillion or something. Wild. Wild, wild. Alright. This is now an iconic shot, I think, of Luffy covering his eyes and laughing like the monkey that sees no evil. Maybe? I don't know. I think it's more just that he's overstimulated by all of this power and freedom and creativity flooding his mind and body. But I gotta say, I'm gonna miss the poster with Usopp in the background. That's a classic. Okay. So Apu distributes the new wanted posters. Everybody's freaking out. Kid ran off to the flower capital. There's yet another festival happening there, of course. Law, pessimistic as always, gloomy as always. Like, this isn't good. Guys, stop freaking out. This is just like, you look at Beppo in the background. He's so stoked. His eyes are a glitter. But this isn't good. To be among the most wanted men in the world. Ooh. Traditional Japanese food. I've only had a few traditional Japanese meals in my life, but it is such a fascinating and overwhelmingly complex cuisine. It still sometimes results in the most subtle, nuanced flavors. What do we got here? Wood ear mushroom and chrysanthemum. Beautiful. Tofu egg cakes. Decorative lotus root. Crisp pickles in the small dish. And for the soup cup, mashed, tasted for poison 3 times. I think everybody else, yeah, nobody else could possibly wait. But Jinbei is here. Jinbei, I think, not just only brings a unique skill set, but a unique sensibility to the Straw Hats. Not that he's the only mature one. There's also Robin and end of list. I guess sort of Zoro is mature in some situations. But Robin also is pretty irreverent and doesn't necessarily respect these sorts of things and is just like, I got stuff to do. And Zoro, in the end, just wants to get drunk. But Jinbei, I think, is the person that can be kind of our cultural ambassador among the protagonists and really take in the history and savor things like this. I love Jinbei so much. He's just such a great guy. Alright. Huge festival. Oh, it's just straight up One Piece festival arc. They're wearing their why can't I think of what this is called? Yukata. Their yukata. And eating all the festival food. Grilled squid, candied apple, cotton candy. It's funny because, you know, a lot of this food is initially Western. And it made its way through to Japanese festivals by way of, like, Western carnivals and stuff like that. And then because it's great carnival food for a reason, they kept selling it in Japanese festivals until it became just as traditional as something like yakisoba or takoyaki or grilled squid, right? But here in Ueno, no such cultural history could possibly exist. And yet it's like the festival energy is so strong that the people of Ueno, on their own, just naturally created things like cotton candy or candied apples. Awesome! Whoa! Brook is putting on a concert with Komurasaki, aka Princess Hiyori. Ah! See, I told you Robin had better stuff to do. She couldn't sit around waiting for them to make a meal. She's gotta go rummage around and snoop around in the treasuries. Oh yeah, so what is with this Tengu-san? He was a very mysterious figure through this whole arc. He never, like, battled. He never had a dramatic moment where he takes off the mask. Is he wearing a mask? Is he actually a Tengu? I don't know. Is he the only Tengu? We never really got his full backstory. Okay. I thought you were a blacksmith. I had some skill for forging katana, but it was only for fun. Ruling a kingdom can be so tiring. prisoner here for several years. Who this? Who is this? What? Whoa. What the heck? Odin's dad was still alive this whole time? Kozuki Sukiyaki was still kicking as the mysterious Tengu? Alright, that's a pretty big reveal. I wouldn't have ever guessed that it would be this big. The time I finally escaped from this room with my life intact, Odin had died and Ueno was terribly changed. I was committing seppuku right on the spot. Okay. The poneglyph in Alabasta said it was here. Okay. Alabasta also like a very, very ancient kingdom. Something that predates the Void Century. Oh man, dude, this is a revelation that stretches back like 80 volumes. 80 volumes. One that goes back. I was like a little kid reading Shonen Jump magazine being published in North America. Robin's amazing scene where she just starts reading the names of kings of Alabasta. And Crocodile is like, where's the ancient weapon Pluton? It's supposed to say where it is. And she's like, it doesn't. I don't know what to tell you. And then later we find out that in that moment she had betrayed him. And this is where it was this whole time. They never said that before, right? They never said Pluton was in Ueno. No, I don't think so. It is. So what is Pluton? Neptune, we're pretty sure, is Shirahoshi, the mermaid princess that can control the Sea King. And then... what was the one that the blueprints existed for in Water 7? Was that also Pluton? No, there's like a third one. There's a third one. What's the third one's name? Uranus? I'm just gonna look it up quick. It's gonna really bug me. Pluton, Poseidon, and Uranus. Yeah, it is Uranus. So Uranus was the one that Frankie and Tom and everyone were hiding the blueprints for, and then Frankie ultimately destroys the blueprints. And then Pluton, we don't know anything about. We don't know what kind of weapon it is. One was a ship. One was a princess that can control sea monsters. The ancient weapon Pluton. Could it be just a sword? Could it be... Nah, I don't think so. Okay, anyways, now we cut to Udon. The prison camp is blowing up. Oh, right, because the friggin' Admiral's here! That's right. And holy crap. Okay, so I guess they had imprisoned King and Queen in the labor camp, which makes sense, I guess. And now those two are getting tortured. It's like the life is getting sucked out of them by these plants. I warned you guys not to test me, didn't I? I mean, this is still impressive. Like, King and Queen got their asses handed to them in the big battle. Sure. And presumably in the labor camp, they had, like, sea stone cuffs. Pretty nerfed. But for this admiral to just show up and solo them, and also solo any number of other high-ranking Kaido people that had been put in this camp, which I assume is all of them, Navy doesn't have any spare manpower to send around performing cleanup. You're just who I thought you were. Both of these guys are, like, very important to the government, right? Queen is a cyborg that was helped, partially designed by Dr. Vegapunk, right? Like, he's kind of like government property. He's got to get in line, like the pacifista. And King is a surviving Lunarian, which the government just wants no record of that entire species existing. And would pay any price to have a live specimen of. So it makes sense that he would show up and target them. We don't even know if he's here to do anything else, right? This could just be to set up his power, and then he's going to skedaddle with these two and not mess with trying to kidnap Robin or shut down the Straw Hats or whatever. Oh, he's so cool! Tattoo double suicide at Death River. Yo, shit. That booze tastes like crap. So he was drinking booze from the barrel just by stabbing it with his plant and absorbing it. So he definitely has like the plant fruit or the vine fruit or something like this. He's spooky AF. His flowery jeans are fucking rad. I'm sure he's modeled after some old Japanese actor, just like all the other admirals have been. I'll check out what's going on with that. He's so badass. Dude, I love him. I love him. He's got a katana. Send me a battleship. Don't you dare squeal to Sakazuki. Got it? Okay. That guy's cutting no corners attitude. I want him to hear him say, "You did good," when I bring him this kid's head. Oh, so he is gonna go mess with the Straw Hats and kid-in-law and stuff, presumably. He's got the whole stack of wanted posters right there. I don't know who he's talking to on the phone. It's definitely not Sakazuki, even though he's Fleet Admiral now. He could be talking to freaking Garp or Sengoku, I guess. Somebody that he looks up to. So this was a guy that joined during the open recruitment draft, right? And got put directly into Admiral just because he's so crazy strong. And it looks like maybe he joined because he wants the admiration of someone already in the Navy. Somebody that he's talking to here. Sengoku, probably. That's just my guess. Rahaha. He's got his own laugh, of course. This is scary. I love, like, the double bonus Omake threat, you know? Some of the most hype moments in the whole series have been like that. Aokiji, of course, another admiral at the end of the otherwise very comedic Long Ring, Long Island arc. Kuma showing up at the end of Thriller Bark, long before he was our beloved pacifista. And here, whoo, boy, this one might be the scariest yet. It's not underestimating anybody. He's just here to kill. Okay, everybody listen up. Ninja, pirate, mink, samurai, royal servants, yakuza, land of Ueno. You guys all fought hard. Wait, is kid just trying to go get 3 billion berries right now? Has he just decided, you know, this could work? I'm just gonna go and surprise attack Luffy right out of nowhere. It's not a bad idea. It's not the worst idea. Oh, God. Okay. Alright. So, yeah. Momo doesn't really want to be in the spotlight, I guess. Makes sense. But Luffy brings Kampai. A toast to this party. Let's drink the night away. Oh, this is just what I wanted. It's so cathartic. After years of this series spent suffering in this country. And it's not just that you felt bad for the characters, but it's that you knew in Oda's heart he wants nothing more than to draw the land of old Japan in celebration. He wants to just revel in all the joys of his childhood and his grandparents' childhood and his great-great-grandparents' childhood. All of the festivities, all of the lights, the fireworks, the booze, the taiko drums. And it's like, for years, I'm sure he had been aching to draw these scenes. It sounds weird to say, right? Because it's his fault. He's the one that made Ueno suffer so much. He's the one that had to have such a huge battle to free Ueno that took so long. But I can tell. I can tell because I've read One Piece since I was a little kid that there's so much joy in Oda's pen right now as he draws these things. This makes me really happy. Pirates sure do love to carry on. In all my life, I've never heard of a party this big and raucous. Are you wrapping your arm around me? Just look at this. I came here to eliminate you. I have no idea what happened in the outside world, but this is who they're calling the 4 emperors now. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Well, outside is one unholy mess right now. Okay. Another showdown approaches. Big revelation. Luffy, Emperor. Shanks, Emperor still. Teach, Emperor as of a while ago. Buggy, Emperor. Oh, this is so great. This is so great. This is so great. Oh my gosh. And look, as Ryugoku, or whatever his name is walking, flowers are growing in his wake. This is so cool. That's so cool. For a long time, I don't know, not that I'm gonna make a video game. Making a video game is so fucking hard. But if I could just make games like that, I always thought it would be really nice to have a game where you play as Shaman, the Pokemon, and it would be like a top-down, sprite-based game, and basically as you walked around, flowers would grow. And you could press like different keys to change the type of flower that you're spreading. And then there might be like a seed flare. You press a button and it goes poof, and a whole bunch of flowers sprout out from where you are. And the whole point of the game would just be to cover grass with flowers. And there'd be like characters and stuff, and they'd be like, hey, can you put this type of flower over here? And you'd have to go find the right seeds or whatever to load yourself up with. So it'd be kind of like a puzzler, but it would be just like a very gentle, relaxed game. It's a game I've had in my head for years. It's just soothing to think about. And this trail of flowers evoked that for me. One Piece is so good right now, guys. These are historic times. We are heading into the final saga. As I said before, Oda's pen is overflowing with joy in the finale of Wano. But I think it's also shivering with anticipation, as now he enters the endgame that he has been envisioning for 25 years. 25 years. It's probably a lot of people watching this that are younger than that. Pretty wild. Okay. All right. I can hardly wait till next week. See you then.